Welcome to Whiskey Vault.
I'm Daniel. This is a gift from Magnificent Bastard, Eric Pastore.
Eric! I couldn't do the shit.
Yeah.
Eric Pastore, you magnificent bastard.
All that chain smoking, finally catching up to you.
Appalachian Gap Distillery.
I told you Edie was going to be a bad influence on you. She's a smoker.
Smokes like a chimney.
Yeah. I don't know anything about the, okay, so they gave a lot of details on this for this, but I don't know a ton more than what they just wrote. This is Vermont. Barrel-aged Vermont whiskey.
Do we have Vermont expectations?
No. I have, syrup?
Yeah.
They make syrup, right?
Like Mrs. Buttersworth? That's
that's from Vermont.
Yeah.
I think they specialize in corn syrup. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's
Vermont.
I wouldn't, anything beyond corn syrup, I don't think the people in Vermont are cut out to do.
Yeah, no, it takes a whole other level. Like, once you get up to, like, Maine,
Yeah.
and then you get the real, like, rugged, hardcore people.
Yeah. Well, and I'm as patriotic as the next guy, but if I do wish there was something that Vermont could do as good as, like, Canada, for example.
Right, yeah. Probably maple syrup would be nice.
Maple syrup,
Yeah, but the thing is, Vermont, even the name Vermont, like, you can just imagine the pinky and the, Vermont.
It's all up in the nose.
Yeah.
That's the way they sound, too. The accent, the Vermont accent.
Vermont people are always checking to make sure that this is not tap water. Oh, is this tap water? Yes.
So stupid.
How many people? It's like the running gag of our show is how many people can do this wholesale insult. They started with 45%. This is a non-category because they started with 45% barley, then 30% corn, then 25% rye. So it's not enough of a percentage to become any one thing.
Yeah.
They double pot stilled it, new American oak, and then they finished in port barrels.
Okay.
I'm not anticipating with all your reactions.
Smells like a fart.
It doesn't smell like a fart. It does smell grainy. Okay, it smells like a fart. There's sulfur in there.
Yeah, so where does... did they go into the tails? Is that where you find like a little bit of that?
So there's two things.
Slightly, look, it's not like somebody farted in your face.
No.
There's just a trace thread of a little bit of a sulfur note.
There's a high sulfur note. There's two ways to get high sulfur. There's more than two. There's a few ways to get high sulfur. If your fermentations go hot and heavy, you can create some sulfuric off notes, right? And then then when you distill it, you use only stainless steel instead of copper. You don't get enough copper contact because copper sucks out. Right.
The sulfur quantity.
And then the last place to get rid of sulfites is barrel char. And so if it's not in there long enough, you don't get that. So there's a lot of places to get rid of sulfur, but this has some lingering sulfuric
There
notes.
wasn't any kind of age on here?
No, this is batch 11.
For at least 2 years.
At least 2 years.
Okay.
They said on the side, batch 11. But there is a slight sulfur note.
Now, I acclimate to that pretty quickly. I'm not getting the butt mist.
No, and I'm now trying to get to the port, but I can't find what I would in any way say this is a wine finish.
Yeah.
Not in the nose, anyway.
And it's kind of thrown me in terms of picking up specific notes. But I'm trying to pin, like, what is a note, what is a flavor? It's just kind of a whiskey.
Their tasting notes are like exactly opposite of everything we just said about Vermont.
Oh, really?
It says it was inspired by the craggy mountains, verdant farmland, and lush forests surrounding the distillery. Oh, yeah, there's the port. Okay, so the palate has all the softened barley wood, and the port casts slightly wine. That's great.
Tastes good. It tastes good.
If it's port, I still can't taste port.
Actually, I'm not even looking for port. I'm just looking for what is it like in a glass when you taste it.
It's kind of sweet.
I like it.
It's nice and rich.
Yeah.
But that nose, man.
No nose.
Still getting that sulfuric note in the nose.
Oaky. It's got like an effervescent, the way that like a carbonated soda, like a Sprite, leaves your tongue feeling.
Yeah.
And then a little moment of cinnamon, some type of fruity jam.
Port?
Could be port.
Yeah.
Like all fruit.
Yeah.
Fruit type of jam, a little bit of that character in there.
Yeah, because I was about to say 4 fruit. So there's the one that my boys like the best is, it's that one that is in a jar with the red and white checkered lid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it looks like it's
Smuckers.
It's not Smuckers.
Not Smuckers.
It's like a French company or a
Smuckers.
Anyway, it's all homemade and like something like the handmade.
petite smoky.
And they have one called Four Berries.
Yeah.
And that's my boy's favorite one. And I am getting a little bit of that in the palate, not in the nose.
That's a pretty big shift from what the nose is going to set you up for. And
Yeah.
the taste. The taste is actually...
How I got nice.
The taste is nice.
Yeah.
I think it's so much nicer than the nose.
Yeah,
I'm like, whoa, the taste.
So much better.
Yeah.
No, they're really leaning on that port cask to sort of
Sort it out.
add the density and soften all the layers.
But I think it worked.
Yeah.
After you sip it.
After you sip it.
Gallon 9, when you talk about booze and Alaska, you're talking about moonshiners and mooncraft beer makers.
Yeah.
Literally go to any town in Alaska and the community has welcomed you when you start to drink the local brews and spirits. Edit. They make everything in their basement distilleries from rum to vodka. Have an uncle up there and my mom let me have a sip of his rum he brought with him when I was a kid. Best rum of my life.
Yeah, so here's the thing that's true about that. Like when you live in somewhere like Alaska,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, I want to go to town. It's going to be an airplane ride or like a four-wheel drive vehicle, or like if I lived anywhere where to get to a grocery store that had limited selection based on what supplies had arrived recently, I am 100% going to make my own whiskey.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look, I live a half mile from an HEB, and I started making my own whiskey in my backyard. I mean, what?
DT Nelson 8805. Interesting you guys would choose to post a rye whiskey video rather than Scotch for Burns night.
Yeah.
Unless you have another one coming today.
No.
Look, man.
Just to remember, we say this every once in a while.
We recorded this in 2021.
Yeah, we very early on realized the way that we have to accomplish all of this.
Yeah.
If we also have to keep track of important holidays that are not on our spouses or families' calendars.
If people are watching the Christmas episode, there's no mention of Christmas.
Oh, no, not at all.
For the record, this is February 6th. It's Monday when we shot this. Okay, that's really... Get into the flavor before you linger on the nose too long.
Oh, I can't. I keep going back to the nose, and I can't do it.
Here's defining stealing and drinking.
If you fight me, I fight for a friend.
Steal, may you steal your liver's heart.
And if you drink,
may you drink with us.